one honorary captain. So Terry McLaurin was one, and it was great to talk about Terry as the competitor who just always shows up and is absolutely down for it. Bobby Wagner, and we talked about the unseen work with him as a rare teammate and player. Zach on the impact he's had, the winning margins, and showing what that looks like to a lot of guys. Jeremy Reeves, I spoke about his resilience, and I can still remember our first OTA. I don't even know if he was like supposed to be cleared or back, but like got an interception and just kind of spoke to the competitor of who he was and what he stands for. And I remember that play of him. And then Jaden, I thought what a great tribute by his teammates to name him, and I thought just humble. He's hungry and ready for the moment. And then added a captain, which would be Doug, and I think it's hard to describe his impact on our team, his support, and man, I love that dude. So I want to hit you up on those, and good week of prep for us. Tampa provides a hell of a challenge in all three phases. A lot of winning time moments for us to prepare for. We did more of that today, and we'll play our best complementary football this weekend. And this opponent in this game calls for that. So our guys are ready for that. A lot of matchups, fun as hell, and so we're ready to get rocking.
What does it mean to get Marshon back for this one?
Yeah, we're pumped to have him back into the mix. He's had really good week of practice. So just, like guys like him and John and Austin, to have like these guys back after injuries, like they all make a big impact here, John. And so we're really pumped to get him back. He's been chomping at the bit to get going. So he hit all the markers that we needed to see. So we're pumped to have him back.
And at the beginning of the year, you talked about with Jaden, just easing into that role, being leader. What does it say that after the regular season that they're voting him as a captain, and why do you think that is?
I think everybody saw John early, like the work ethic and the humility, and I think as the older players, is this guy for real? And he is. And they saw, the toughness and just the way he handled all these moments. And so to see that happen at the end, I think that's a culmination of watching him develop both as a ball player and as a teammate here. And you couldn't ask for it to be any other way. But if it's before it's time, John, I think that's risky. And you have to earn it. And that's what, leading is all about. And he's certainly earned it.
You talked about Doug. You wore a shirt the other day. You guys may have honored captain today and all the things he does. Obviously, the connection with Jaden in terms of the position.
Yep.
We've talked about a lot in the beginning of the year. How has that evolved? How have you kind of seen them interact throughout the year? Or maybe has Doug sort of let Jaden figure out his own thing? How have you kind of seen that?
No. Yeah, they're very connected. And it's nice for both of them to see this relationship grow from a distance. That's their relationship. And so only things, whether it's quarterback-wise or being in this community, that Doug has a special lens for that. And I think he is the best person to share that. And you feel Doug's support, but I'm, couldn't be more pumped to, see that relationship grow with the two of them.
And obviously we've talked a lot about stopping the run.
Yep.
For Daron Payne, this feels like one of those games like, okay, you're one of the guys, we're going to need you to, whatever that means, do more. What are you kind of looking for him for this game?
Yeah, I think that's, when we talk about matchups for the game, Ben, you're right on it. The inside, the interior part of the game, offensive line, interior, defensive line, interior, I think absolutely on both sides. That might be the game within the game and on both sides. And so, yeah, we're really you're aware and pumped for that.
The All-Pro announcement just came out.
Right.
Terry, Bobby, Frankie, and
Austin.
Just how
about that? I just came out and I remembered.
Well, three of those guys, free agents. Is that like a testament to how quickly this? First of all, how proud you are of those guys, but quickly this group has come together and produced so well.
Yeah, all of it. I'm incredibly proud of those guys, and for different reasons for all of them. I'm incredibly proud for Bobby to have 11 All-Pro nods. Like, that's remarkable. That is absolutely remarkable. And you guys get to know him and what he stands for, who he is. And so to see your on the field and off the field and on the field worlds in order. It's what it looks like. And I was pumped for Austin to see, from the return side of things, Terry, just all the guys, Luvu. He's an impactful player for us, Frankie is, and we had a vision for what he would do and how he would attack. And so the energy and the love that he's brought for our team, man, it is huge.
Just off that Luvu we saw in that black practice jersey the past couple days, looks like he was a full participant on Wednesday. Is he? What's his status for Sunday?
Good to go.
John Bates also.
Yep, both of them are good to go. Okay. Yep. Sometimes we protect those from themselves. They are absolute warriors of ball players and competitors, so they are ready to go.
How's Frankie grown just in his position, and especially working alongside Bobby? How have they sort of helped each other there?
You know what? If there's a good yin and yang balance to that, and Ken's also a really significant part of this as well. Norton. He has the longest history, obviously, with Bobby, but to see the position, all that goes into that, I think that kind of opens a lens on what it takes to do it. And to see Frankie get rewarded for that, I think that's really impactful. And so that's why to see that happen, like, I was pleased for that. I thought he's really had an impact. And Bobby's definitely been, right there of encouragement, support, but they do it in their own way and they impact the game differently. But Frankie has been all that I thought, he would bring to our team and more, because I then found out about the man, not just the ball player. And so the energy, the love that I said he brings for the team, he was one that got a lot of the votes as a captain as well. And so as a coach, you see more people leading and into spaces, like that's what you want.
Kind of want to go back a bit to when you were first developing the staff. I know you said it was important you have a lot of former players, you have, coaches that have, experience in different systems.
Right.
How did you kind of know, or what was your confidence level of how it would work, how it would all coalesce with, so many different voices, former head coaches? What made you think that this would really work as it has?
Yeah, we were really intentional about Adam, myself, about much like with a team, the staff, has a team element too, to strengths and weaknesses, who could balance off of whom, what would they add to the group. Really, you could almost take out the word coach and put in teacher. That's, to me, the first part of coaching, is the teaching, the getting the guys ready. And so Ken is one that's remarkable about that, like heart, mind, body, like everything that goes to play. And so that's where it started. And then, like any team, what is the role? And it has to evolve a little bit too, Nikki. I'd love to say that, it's not, it plays out a little bit as the season goes. And it may start as one role and it splinters into some other areas that you can make an impact. But this is a really connected group as coaches as well. And I love how they work across the hall. You see Brian Johnson talking to Bogano and talking about a different scheme. And if there's a play that, we saw in a breakdown, they'd give it to the offense and, hey, this was a good blitz. And so to see that take place where they're not a country unto themselves, that's a big deal.
Hey, good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon.
How do you feel your process has been? How effective do you feel like you guys have been in trying to eliminate procedural pre-snap penalties, specifically on the offensive side of the ball?
Going into this month, we've had highs and lows in just our overall penalties. Having Dave here has been a big part of that, because not only does Dave Gardy teach game management, but we also talk officiating and things from around the league. This, talking about like a procedural one, like this would be shaving by the tight end when they're going across the formation, but going towards the line. This was an illegal shift. We did one today. I believe it was in the New Orleans and Tampa game last week, where, people weren't set, and, maybe it was Atlanta, I can't remember. But anyway, I'm saying we get a chance to teach on those on Fridays. And so it's one thing to talk about it, but you have to teach it, and then having the officials at practice, is a step in the right direction. We still have work to do for sure in a lot of spots, but the more we can emphasize that, the pre-snap especially, that'll go a long way.
And then we talked about like this next part of the season being like a new start of the season, and
Yep.
obviously your mantra's kind of being aggressive, and you've lived by that. Obviously, is there any part of you that might be a little bit more aggressive, even like maybe if it's a 4th and 2 in the regular season, but it's a 4th and 3 in the postseason, you'll make the similar decision?
Not more. So just whatever's best for this game. And so as it sits right now, everybody's 0-0. And so that's what I love about, a new start. It doesn't matter who won the division, who did this, who did that. It's like, are you ready to get down? And so that's what it comes down to, whether you're home or on the road. And so, but no, we won't play outside the guidelines of things that we know we want to do. And it changes by opponents as well, score. So we spend a lot of time on that, but it won't be a different process when we're at.
Hey, Coach, so at the top of the season, I had asked Coach Kingsbury about Austin Eckler. He was
Yep.
talking about the narrative that Austin, might have lost a step, and that's not the case. And so today he is, all-pro nod. So with him being in and out this season as well. So what can you share about what you have learned and seen from Austin Eckler this season?
Yeah. I knew the competitor from coaching against him, Candy, was absolutely, legitimate. Then I found out, a really professional approach in terms of assignment, techniques, what to do. And so he and Zach in different positions have, a very high football IQ, awareness, space awareness. And so when they play in the passing game, they can be more effective than most based on they see a rotation and know where to change, and that can be quarterback friendly of where to deliver the ball. So I knew, getting him here would be a significant, addition for us. I thought Cliff and Anthony and the guys have done an excellent job of knowing how to feature, him into different roles and different spots. It is awesome to have him back. And so there's a time we didn't know that. Would he be back and going? So to see that take place and be able to participate last week and being back into it, and that's a really cool thing.
And Mike Sanders still won the Pepsi Rookie Defensive Player of the Weekend back in November. I asked you about him as well. So from then, kind of like each point of the way here, what have you just overall, what do you think about Mike in the season that he's had?
Sure. I see improvement, number one, and I thought we would see that. If you remember, Kenny, I can't remember the game. Maybe it was 3 or 4 games in when we moved him full-time to outside corner. And, would we say that? We were kind of just still learning our way about where we would feature some of the players. And he was one that I thought he would just put the work in and figure it out. And sometimes that's what problem solving is, right? You just figure it out. And he is somebody that's capable of that. So coming in, I had one vision of where he'd play. And due to his work ethic and playmaking ability, it changed. And I thought having that was a significant move for us and for Joe and Jason and the guys to do that. And then adding Marshon here, you see that relationship, asking questions, he's just that kind of competitor. So he'll be one of the leaders here for a really long time. He has a instant connection, with the teammates because they trust him.
Talking about Bobby's 11th All-Pro, he's been doing things at a really high level for a really long time, with not a lot of precedent. How long can he sustain this level of play?
The guy works incredibly hard. So I wouldn't want to put, any number onto that one. If you came here early, you'd see his car here. That's the early unseen work that goes into his performance. So like I said, I'm incredibly proud of him, of what he's accomplished. But I know he's another one that's got a lot more in the tank.
How did you inform them?
A team meeting. On which one?
The All-Pro honors.
Oh, it just came out.
I know, but did they?
I did. Oh my gosh! Yes, one more.
Sorry. Joe yesterday said Cliff gets in about 3 a.m.
Yeah, Cliff. Not 3. Yeah, Cliff's car is here before mine. I get here not at 3. I get here early, but yeah. I don't think he sleeps. He's like a vampire. Okay. Have a good day. See you there.